All right, are you ready?
Yep.
Hey guys, I'm with Pimpy tonight, so welcome. I'm sure you
Greetings
can
all.
hear him. So he's on his phone, on my other phone. I'm with him, and we have a great news for you guys.
Yeah, unbelievable, man.
We should not,
Unbelievable.
we should not reveal, but Pimpy goes like it's a family, so we can do it. So
Yeah, Nader called me and said, "You heard the good news?" And I was like, "Yeah, you heard that too, huh?" He said, "Yep." Could not believe it. Could not believe it. And I'm surprised it's not spreading like wildfire, especially in our community. So it looks like Iraq has changed the exchange rate. They increased the exchange rate.
it's a secret, though.
Yeah, secret.
Come
They
on, Pimpy, I
secretly
told you don't
changed
say
the
anything.
exchange
It's a
rate.
secret, though.
Yeah, because everybody's like, well, where do you find this? It's a secret. You're not supposed to know about it. That's what we're being told is that, some of these content creators are saying, hey, the exchange rate has changed secretly. So unless you have an NDA, you're not allowed to know about the, sorry. I'm trying to keep a straight face. So unless you have an NDA, you're not allowed.
No, it's not that.
Yeah,
It's gonna
that's the
be
rumor that's going around.
it's gonna be visible on the CBI website on the 17th.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I thought that was last month. Do we kick it up 1 month? Is that
What?
when they kick the can down the road?
Yeah, I was thinking you have.
The 17th of March, remember that?
I was thinking
Oh,
you
it happens
have.
to be on the 21st anniversary of when Kuwait changed their dinar. Oh, really? So what's the anniversary got to do with anything? Nothing whatsoever.
What's the anniversary?
They're going, it's the 21st anniversary of when the dinar was changed for Kuwait, which they were off by a day, but I was just shaking my head and going,
Well, we have nothing to do with Kuwait. Kuwait is Kuwait. Iraq is Iraq.
That's what I said, but that was the excitement. That was the news that was being spread. Hey, it's on the anniversary. I love when they do that all the time. This one's on the anniversary of this one. This one's on the anniversary. You guys stop falling for that.
Anyway, so I received all these messages. Hey, Nader, did you hear the news? Did you hear the news? What's going on? I said, they told me the exchange rate has changed secretly and in country only, not outside the country. I don't know how they can do that in country only. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's neat how they can change it in country, but not change it out of country.
Well, that's why I called you. I want you to explain me how they do it in country only.
Well, wait. If this is true, you ready to make a ton of money, you and I? What we're going to start doing is you got connections in Iraq, right? So we'll buy dinar here in the United States for really cheap, right? We'll buy millions of dollars worth, and then you
send them out
go
there,
to Iraq, exchange it for us, come back with US dollars. We'll then buy more Iraqi dinars, and we'll have this thing going, and you and I will become really rich.
Oh my
God.
I'm going Saturday too, so if you want to send a couple of million,
there you go.
I'll take him, no problem.
You ready?
If you want to give it to me, I'll take him, no problem.
So this is why you can't have it change in country, but not out of country.
Yeah.
This is exactly why. Because if they did that, there would be so much illegal shit going on. It's not even funny.
And here's the good news. The good news is the guy who said it's a secret, they cannot say it, and he cannot say a lot. He only can say it on Patreon, on his page, on Patreon.
Oh,
otherwise, nobody will know anything. So
I haven't heard this recording yet, but can I take a guess? Let me see. Is that Jeff by any chance? Am I right?
How you know?
Look, dude, I used to deal with him years ago. I just like I mess around with Militia Man, I did the same thing with him. I was just joking, teasing. People get all pissy about it, but I was like,
yeah, it is Jeff. I promise.
I don't hate the guy. They're just easy targets because they say the most stupidest things.
All right. Anyway, let's forget all about this BS people who's pushing people and lying to people just to make money and all that on their pages. Can you give them some?
But they like that, man. They actually look. The people out there actually love that crap, man. You know they do. You can look at their comments.
I know.
This lady said, "I don't listen to Pimpy because Pimpy's always wrong." What? What am I wrong about? They're just always wrong. Wrong about what? You haven't got anything right. Such as, I literally tracked her down on Facebook, matched her pictures up. Here you are. And I hit her up and I says, so you still haven't explained to me what it is I'm wrong. She said, I don't know. I just don't like what you're saying. Well, there's a big difference between telling people you don't like what I'm saying versus I always get stuff wrong. What have I gotten wrong?
Pimpy, listen to this. I called you. We really we had fun a little bit with this secret exchange rate and all that. But I want you, like, you saw all these good things come out, a lot of good news come out. I'll read, because I cannot explain it very good like you guys. So that's why I'm with you. I want you to explain whatever you saw for say from the beginning of March till now. Let's give.
Despite the rumors out there that we can't start or get any projects going because the exchange rate's not high enough, is the same person telling people that you pay your debt off quicker with this new exchange rate. But no, these projects, a lot of them are completed, a lot of them are halfway done, and some of them are getting ready to start. And the exchange rate hasn't changed. So having said that, it's amazing how many projects have gotten completed over the last 20 years. Recently, there's been a lot of them, that's halfway through or getting ready to start. And these are big projects. The thing I'd be concerned about, and people should be concerned about, the Iraqi government is going to find a way to screw things up because it's the same group of people. You hear me complain about this all the time. Same people in political power for the last 20 years. All they do is change positions. You be the president this time, I'll be the prime minister, and you'll be the minister of oil. You know what I mean? That's all. That's the only thing that changes. And Iraq is doing really good. A lot of changes are taking place. Despite the fact that people think they're in the World Trade Organization, they're not. They're at the very beginning of this process. So they are already implementing the changes necessary for them to be a member. And you can see that in the reforms that they're introducing. The issue is the coordinating framework is not happy with al-Sudani. They're trying to remove him out of office. That's because he's not doing their bidding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not he's not slowing things down, actually. That's why they don't like him. He's working.
Well, not just lower things down. He's implementing changes that are real. So one of the ways to keep things corrupt, let's say you're a business and there's a lot of money between you and the government, right? And I'm part of the government. Well, if I want to do something corrupt between us, one of the best ways to do that is everything is done on paper. There's no computer. It's not automated. So now they're getting things automated. And now a lot of things are getting caught. And people are getting arrested. People are getting in trouble. So the coordinated framework is not a big fan of that. They take a lot of those dollars and funnel them over to Iran. So with all these reforms and changes, especially to the banking sector, it's not easy for them to smuggle money for Iran because they have to be accountable for everything. They don't like that.
And don't forget, a lot of the government's heads are still Iranian there, so it's still pro-Iran, so it's still like, a little work to do to get out of them and all that. Still a lot of work to do. And all from, put it like this, Iran is a Shia country, it's not a Sunni. And whatever who's Shia in Iraq works for Iran at the same time. And that's including the prime minister, Sudani.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, all of them are, if I'm not mistaken, they're Shiites, all of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The coordinator for Emmy Sauter is too, but he's separated himself from that group. So, they want to push for early elections to have al-Sudani removed. It might backfire on him because if, in my opinion, al-Sudani teams up with Sauter, I don't think he's going to go anywhere. That's just my opinion. It was shocking to me to find out that there is a schism within the coordinated framework because they're talking about early elections and there's members of the coordinated framework saying they realize there's too many things that have to be done. So there's not going to be no early election in their opinion. And he said, not only that, some of the agenda that they're trying to push, they're not agreeing with. And I was like, I wonder exactly what that agenda is. We know that one of them is to try to find a way to remove al-Sudani, man. And that's what they want to do. But he's becoming too popular. And that's the concern with Maliki and them. Yeah, saying that he's not pushing their agenda is to keep things corrupt. I can't remember, as long as I've been in this, I can't remember the last time we've had a prime minister seemingly doing so much as we see al-Sudani. And I got to be the first to, say that I wasn't a big fan of him coming aboard. I thought al-Kadhimi was doing a lot of things, was making big changes, but it looks like he's picked up the mantle and has continued to make the changes necessary for the Iraqi people. We just don't want the government to interfere with that, is what it is.
Wow, that's, when I saw him coming in the first, I was worried because he was more with Maliki, he was in Maliki group. So I was worried, really. I was not happy in the beginning, But what he did, he created this space between him and Maliki, and he started doing his job, and he started like working for the country and for the people, and instead of working for his boss and all that stuff. So he chose one side, and that's a good choice. I think a lot of people are gonna stand for him now. A lot of people know his values, appreciate his work and all that. So a lot of people are gonna, be on his side if anything happened.
Well, we know a big chunk of the media is state-ran media, and Maliki, of course, has a lot of insiders inside the media, so they're already slandering al-Sudani. There's only, I think, 1 or 2 newspapers there that are not state-controlled who are trying to tell people the truth. So it's going to be up to al-Sudani to make sure his message gets out, despite what the media is telling him. It's going to be, if he does team up with Sadr, he's going to need to help with Sadr to make sure that the truth gets out as well. Because Sadr has a huge following.
Well, Sadr come out with an article the other day, with passing a message that he's supporting him. He said we might join forces together, and you know what? This is what I want. This is what a lot of people in Iraq wants. I mean, it would be great if it's like that. It would be you'll fight the corruption a lot faster and a lot better. Because for now he doesn't want to present himself because he said there's too many corrupt, and I don't want to be looked as one of them. That's why Sadr is staying away from government and from politics and all that stuff. But he's gonna come back, and he's gonna come back strong.
Well, you remember they talked him into resigning and turning the government over to the coordinated framework. But one of those agreements were early elections, which appears like it's going to happen. And the second thing was there was a list of things that Sadr was wanting in return. And now Sadr's saying these guys broke the promises. They didn't do this at all. So, it's another reason for him to run. It would be interesting if they do early elections. It really would. I know they want to get al-Sudani out there, but early elections could backfire on him, I think, in a big way.
Well, I think it's not gonna happen. He's not gonna live it. I mean, he's a tough guy. Sudani is a smart guy, so I'm waiting for when he comes to United States this month, in the middle of this month, and sit with the president of the United States. Even if I don't like that, but I hope. I mean, he does something. He stand behind him, or that's my hope for it. Because he's really good. We like him. We want him to stay there.
Well,
for a
our
while,
corrupt government likes other corrupt governments. They're easier to control. They can say out to the public that they like al-Sudani all they want, but they are the kind of country that would support a corrupt Maliki in there because you could control him through his corruption. Now, I'm not saying they control him 100%, but I can't understand how these guys stayed in power, especially knowing that the coordinated framework, they're just Iranian puppets.
So listen, I have a question for you from one of my guys over here. His name is Prince of Peace, all right? And he's not asking actually, he's telling us, when will America, no, it's a question, yeah. When America give back all the gold they stole during the war? They
didn't just take Iraq's gold, but they also took, where Gaddafi was, Libya?
Libya gold, yeah.
Lebanon or Libya?
Libya.
Yeah, I used to always get it mixed up for some reason. They took all their gold too. The big issue was Saddam and Gaddafi wanted to make a gold-backed dinar that they would use instead of the U.S. dollar for oil sales. And once they made that announcement to the United Nations, then all of a sudden we're saying, oh my God, we got to get these evil dictators out of there. And then we went after both of them. Their gold was taken. You mean you want to know whether or not our government's honest enough to give back that gold? Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Now, we say we're holding some of their gold, and our excuse is going to be, I can tell you already what it's going to be. Well, this is all we were able to recover. It's up to you guys to find the rest of the gold, even if it is in our back pocket. That's just what they're going to do. It was a chaotic time. There was no way for there to be an accurate account of money or assets. We went over there, we took it, period. Okay. And then we said, oh, yeah, we got some of it.
Suzanne is asking, she's not asking, she's telling us the aliens already gave all the gold back. Do you think so?
The aliens?
Did
they have a big enough flying saucer?
No,
Are we talking about the UAPs?
I'm sorry?
Are you talking about aliens like with UFOs?
No, the aliens, like the aliens, ALL.
Oh, the Alliance.
The Alliance. There you go. Sorry about that.
So you're saying that the Alliance gave back some of the gold?
Yeah, that's what Susan said.
Well, then, if that's the case, then that's as good as it gets. Now, we are holding
They're making fun of me because I
their
said
gold.
the aliens. All right.
No, we're holding their, the gold, and we're holding their foreign reserves. And now that they've closed the funds for development, they closed that account and turned it over. It's because there's too much corruption involved with that money, and there's no accountability for it. And the United States wants to, they want to separate themselves from the whole situation. I wouldn't trust our government to manage that. So you have the United Nations and their Federal Reserve that's supposed to be keep an eye on everything accountable, but it doesn't keep corruption from happening. Look, before I love my country, I just don't like the politicians in charge. And two people stand up and start doing something about these politicians that are there in office, nothing's going to change.
Well, Gaddafi was another story. Gaddafi was protecting himself from Al-Qaeda, from ISIS, from stuff like that. But people took him in the wrong way, and that's what happened. But that's a revolution. It's not the same thing. Now I have my question. Me, a lot of people, I've been arguing with a lot of people about the war in Iraq, okay? Now, I'm arguing right now. When I tell them the war is not done, here's why. I give you 3 reasons why. The collision is still there. Time to time you hear bombs, you hear like stuff like that. Third, United States government still in control of the government over there. Do you think the war is finished with Iraq or not?
Because the war powers are still available to Biden, technically the war is not ended.
There you go.
You know what I mean? You got to get rid of the war powers. And I thought I heard something about this recently. I know it went to Senate, but it got denied. So until the war powers are removed from the president, technically we're still at war. And you're still an occupied country. Now, I think what the other people are thinking of, we're there and everybody's shooting each other and there's bombs. Well, there's more to a war than just killing people. But, having a full-fledged everyday skirmish, there's more to it than that. So technically, we are still at war with Iraq.
So do you think Iraq's government is sovereign?
Do I think Iraq's war is what?
Iraq's government. You think they're free, they can do whatever they want without the...
No.
Okay.
To some degree, yeah, but no. No, if that was the case, then Iraq wouldn't have to keep sending their budget over to us to get it approved. They would be standing on their own feet. Again, it goes back to whether or not we're at war with them and occupying that country. We're
so the country, you think the country's still under occupation? That's correct.
Are there coalition forces there?
No. You still think the country, Iraq's still under occupation?
Is there still coalition?
Yes.
Armies there? Mm-hmm. Is the United States military still there?
Well, everybody's there. The international coalition is there. So when I say that, some people give me the hard time on YouTube. When I say, hey guys, the war is not finished, some people doesn't believe me. They think I BS with them on it. They don't.
I remember them probably I think it was a couple months ago. They were trying to get rid of the war powers that Biden has, the presidential war powers. And it's either stalled in the House or stalled in the Senate. I don't think it was approved. So technically, we're still at war. They're under sanctions. They need permission to do things.
All right, listen. We have 5 minutes to go, and then I have to do some work. What do you think about? Give me some good news, Pimpy.
For me, it's look at the fact that Iraq is transforming in a very quick and powerful way is great news. If they could just find a way to get rid of the corrupt people, they would be much better off. You know what I mean? The fact that they're able to accomplish all these projects, and there are a lot of huge projects being accomplished, somehow with an exchange rate of 1,320 dinars, they magically, you hear that they can't do it, but that's not the truth. So let's look at all the progress since Al Sudani's been there. The farms now are getting water. I read an article in one of my videos telling people that, look, there are people getting ready to give up their farmland. This is family-owned farmland because the drought that was there. But now that there's more water there, and that has more to do with Turkey, releasing the water, but there's a lot of water there. And, like the lady said in the article, instead of it taking me 2 days to water my farm, the agriculture, it only takes her 2 hours. These are the types of positive news you want to hear. This helps Iraq's, agriculture, big time. Like I said, you have projects going on that puts more people to work. The more people work, then Nobody needs governmental aid. They're able to pay taxes. They're able to go out and buy things that they need. It stimulates the economy. World Trade Organization, they're in the process. They're now on the SWIFT system. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of good things there, you guys. People go, why you always talk about negative things? What negative things? It's not negative. They don't like me correcting the lies that are being told to them. They want that wine stuck up their butt with the hopium. Oh my God, the budget can't change without a new exchange rate. Obviously, that's not true. Not only are we done with the 2023 budget, but we're now waiting for the approval on the amendments for the 2024 budget. Not only can we do projects in Iraq, but a lot of them have already started, halfway done, or finished. So these things are just lies that they tell you to make you guys feel good. So it's not being negative. You know, I'm the one being truthful to you, and people don't like that. I know you guys hear all these stories. There's a lot of good things happening. The concerns that I have, again, is the fact that there's a schism within the coordinated framework. Are they going to be able to accomplish what they want? And that is get rid of al-Sadani and place in another PM that's corrupt, way corrupt. And then we're back to square one. Changes are being talked about, but nothing's being done. Right now, things are really good. While you're over there, you tell me, what do you think? What do you see?
Well, I see a bright future, tell you the truth. I see things can happen, but listen, you talked about corruption. I'm going to say something about corruption. When you talk about corruption, some people doesn't understand what's corruption. They think people are stealing money or exchanging money or something like that. Corruption, it's in the police. Corruption, it's in hospitals. Corruption, it's in education. Corruption, it's in anything like have to do with big. That's what's corruption. Corruption is not a guy who exchange money in the street or a guy who like have a little office and money and.
Oh well, that's one type of corruption, but there's bigger.
that's a small. But the big ones is like I told you, it's the police. The head of the police is the corruptions. The head of the hospitals is the corruption. The head of the education is the corruption.
Well, when you're an outside investor,
so
trying to come into that country to do construction, and before you do that, you have to bribe the first person you talk to get you in connection with another person you have to bribe, who's going to walk you through the process to make sure that your bid gets approved. And then you can have the politician saying, I'll approve it, but then you have to bribe them. Then you have people within Iraq that are family members or friends of politicians who come forward with the project. They get it signed off. They get it approved. They get all this money, and then they start a project, but then they never complete it, and the money is gone. Yeah. That's corruption. Where the hell is the money?
Well, corruption, you find it in corruption. You can find it even in Congress, on parliaments, on presidentials, and
it's
everything.
Everywhere. It's really bad.
It's really hard to fight corruption, and doesn't take a year or two to beat them up, to get them.
Even if you find a corruption, and the whole world knows about it, but the people that are supposed to do something about corrupt people are the very people that are corrupt.
So I have a question for you from Amy Owens. She said, so the 17th, we should hear something or not?
Well, they told you March 17th. Did you hear anything?
Well, no, we cannot say it. It's a secret.
Oh, yeah. Talk about the exchange, huh? Don't talk about that, man. It's secretly going to happen.
Sorry, Amy, we cannot say it. It's a secret.
We'll tell you if you were in that Patreon group and you signed the NDA, then we'll tell you.
Listen, guys, I'm laughing. I'm not making fun or anything. It's just I'm laughing about that people who told you. Yesterday I was driving my way from 4 miles, and I read my phone goes like bing, and so I pick up my phone and I read, hey, look, Jeff said, the exchange rate has changed in Iraq, but it's a secret. Cannot say anything. You have to come to Patreon for me to tell you everything.
Look, go to Jeff's channel. Go to his old videos. That's what I used to do. People are saying Jeff said that the exchange rate is going to change in March. I go, Jeff says that every year.
Listen, people asking me for a Patreon. I don't have a Patreon group. Even YouTube, me, it's free. I'm talking about myself.
We were just joking. We don't have a Patreon
We're joking.
Group, you guys.
I want to talk about this. I almost forget. I want to talk about this freaking rate change in country only. Can happen or not? I never heard about something like that. But
What are you talking about?
People who says the rate has changed, but only in country, not outside the country. Do you think that's possible?
No. I did. When I was joking earlier, I explained to you how that can happen.
I know, but I want everybody to hear it.
In your country, you know what kind of shenanigans we can get going on? We can make a lot of money, man. If the increased exchange rate in country will buy the dinar out here, You go take it and exchange it. We get American dollars, come back out here, buy more than ours, and we can just go back and forth. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can fly every day. I don't care. If it's like that, I'll fly every day.
If we're making millions of dollars, it's all good. We'll back up some 18-wheelers, load them up with pellets full of dinars, and we'll become really rich, man. So no, you can't change it in country and not out of country.
Do you want to say anything else? Let's wrap it up, because
I'm glad to pick up the the exchange rate that's going to happen on April 17th.
Well, listen.
You guys, every month there's something happening, and you guys still fall for this. I'm not sure if it says more about the content creators who lie to you guys, or more about the people that listen to them and believe this shit every day. I mean, don't kill the messengers. We're just telling you what's really going on, and I know you guys don't like to hear it because you've been lied to for so long. Just don't listen to the things that make your ears feel good. You know what I mean? Listen to all of it, and you can decipher who's full of crap or not. But for the most part, yes, Iraq is doing very good. They seem to be on track, and so let's hope that Al Sadani is able to continue. So that's the best we hope for.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Pimpy. It was nice to see you again.
Sir.
Nice to talk to you. As always, always nice to exchange ideas with you. Even if you're messed up sometime, you're a little crazy, but I like it. I'm okay with it. So
I appreciate that.
I'm glad I met you in this life, and I hope we do another one together soon.
Yeah, we will. We can.
Right.
What I got to do is make my way over there before they cut us off here. We're going to make our way over there so we can hang out.
All right.
And I guess we'll go get Lisa. Is that her name? She's over by you, right?
Listen, if tomorrow the rate change, or, the 17th, just take a plane and fly, and we can have a drink together and celebrate, okay?
We're going to Vegas, buddy. Everybody's going to Vegas.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to Vegas with you, too. But it's a secret.
All right, everybody. You guys have a good one.
All right. See you
I'll
later.
talk to you later.
Bye.
Wow.